Nikon D850. Well, I shot the crap out of the D850 in Florida. Anyway, something has come to mind. By the way, before I talk about this video, I want to thank my buddy in San Francisco who sent me this. It says, I want a fucking pizza to come down from the sky and be like, I love you. I'm here for you. I'm sorry about all the salads. Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, excuse me. On to the main video. Nikon D850. The Nikon D850 is a slut for power. It's a power hog. That's what I should have said. I'll edit that other part out. Check the link on the video below. A buddy in Norway sent me this video, and he even got a reply from Nikon basically stating this is how the camera is supposed to operate. It makes a clicking, internal clicking noise, and the LCD flashes. He's going to get a voltmeter, but it's reading sufficient percentage on the battery right before this hits, and Nikon is obviously stuck in protective measures in the Nikon D850 that do not exist on their other DSLR cameras, because obviously if the camera were to... One thing that Nikon does not want to have happen to their cameras, and this is true of all cameras, because Fujifilm, if you want to stick the camera in boost mode, you have to have 2 additional batteries. I mean, the camera's rocking 3 batteries on the XT2. If you want to shoot really high frame per second and shoot in long 4K video, it's just power requirements. As I told you before, heat due to high drain causes resistance, and when resistance is hit, then well, first there's resistance and there's heat buildup, and then there's a massive power drop-off. When there's power drop-off, the camera chokes. So the reason why the Nikon D850, and like I said, click the link below for the guy's video. The reason why the camera is shutting off slightly prematurely if you have a really low percentage battery is to protect the camera. It does not want the camera to choke in like mid-shutter cycle or mid-mirror cycle, because this could actually cause damage to the camera. Because if the camera froze at that point, like if they didn't have this protection set in, and the camera froze, and what happened is when you actually brought new power or fresh power back to the camera would be locked in mid-cycle, and this has been a known issue on some freezes on cameras when the mirror mech, and the mirror mech is really complicated in a DSLR. Do I have a mirror mech over here? Oh, I do! As the guy who fixes cameras. I can't, this is from a Nikon D500. I can't even tell you how complicated the mirror mech is on a DSLR camera. If you could have a close-up look, yeah, it's not good. It's so that's the reason why that is in place. Is this an issue with the D850? No, but what it states is exactly what I told you before, that these cameras are, due to consumer demands, like, I want 10 hours of 4K video, I want 1 billion frames per second, I want all this crap to go on simultaneously. And Nikon and Fuji and Canon and all these people are like, oh God, the only way we could do that is add additional batteries, increase the size of the battery. But you see, if you increase the size of the battery, then that also increases the size of the hand swell, because on virtually every camera, the battery is up in the hand swell. You know what I'm talking about? If you make the hand swell too big, then the camera's got bad ergonomics. And if the camera's got bad ergonomics, then people go, ah, this camera sucks! You see, this is the conundrum the manufacturers are in. You've demanded all these camera manufacturers to produce, and I understand why, to produce cameras that just have are way too much of power hogs. So Nikon has in place on the D850, since Nikon is confirmed to this user, and he is 100% credible. Not only is his video credible, but he's Norwegian. They're always truthful. Nikon wrote him back saying this is a normal operation for the camera. So Nikon, and I'm the first person to report on this, even though he's the one dropping the video. I've heard it from 2 people now, that the camera chokes. It doesn't choke, actually. The camera goes into protection mode and won't let you use it, because it doesn't, like, Nikon does not want the camera to choke by reaching an insufficient voltage. Like, say you turn the camera on, let me make it really simple for you, and this protection circuitry wasn't in place. If the camera had, say, I don't know, 10% or so left, it's like, well, that's enough. I'll get off a she shots, I'll rip some bird shots, stick it in continuous, like, it'd have major meet some resistance, have major power fall off, and then the camera would choke, potentially, very easily potentially, very high percentage, very high likelihood, choking in mid-shutter operation for the first or second curtain, or the actual Miramax would choke. And Nikon does not want that to happen, so Nikon has placed this protection circuitry in the Nikon D850. Even though Nikon didn't state that specifically to the user, this is exactly what's happening. To keep the camera from choking, because the D850, and increasingly so, all these cameras are power hogs. They are. It's not like an issue with Nikon or Fuji or Sony. It's an issue with all of them. Okay, I think I've made that abundantly clear. That is what's going on. So I'm the first person to report this to you. It's not an issue with your D850. And those of you that will encounter it, as I've heard from 2 people, and I've seen one video, which the link for is below, this is the reasoning for it. Because if you actually understand how cameras work, understand how the people at Nikon and these other companies think when they actually design things and do what they do, and the reasons why they do it, that is why they do it. There you go. This is where it comes in handy to actually know how to repair cameras and what's going on in a camera, and I could explain things kind of simply, because these people on these knucklehead camera boards don't know, oh my god, my D850 is defective, it's clicking and flickering. It's like, no, that's protection circuitry stuck into your D850 to keep it from choking at a really low percentage, because that's where the camera becomes critical. It's like, well, it's a low percentage, I can still keep it. It's like, well, it's not like your car. It's like, well, you know, my car is running low on gas. It's like, well, you could still drive it. In the case of battery, it's not like your car is running, you know, it's only got a gallon of gas left. You can keep driving it for a little bit. In the case of the camera doesn't know that if you're going to, you know, stick it in burst mode or to start doing a 4K video in which the power spike requirement is high, and that would cause the camera to choke, and the camera would go, ah! And then your camera would choke, and then someone who doesn't know how the hell cameras work would go, oh my god, this camera sucks, Nikon sucks because the D850 choked on me. It's like, no, no. This is supposed to be that way. So this is a Nikon D850 issue that's not actually an issue. I hope I cleared that up and made it really simple for you to understand. That's not going to work anymore. If you like these videos, click the link below. Tell me to jump off a cliff, whatever makes you happy, whatever tickles your pickle. I've had too much caffeine. How you like this? Isn't this cute? Isn't that cute? I says, I want a fucking pizza. This is brilliant. That's brilliant. Catch you later. Bye. I need some more coffee!